Each and every day that goes by, there are more and more Airbnbs being put up on the market with property owners turning their primary residences into short-term rentals. And quite frankly, there's a long list of reasons why you should do the same. Profits from Airbnb rentals have significantly increased since 2020 due to COVID, and it's safe to say that Airbnb isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Even if you have a spare room in your house, you could turn your home into an Airbnb business by renting it out to travelers. It is not as difficult as you might think, and there are many benefits included. So if you follow the steps in this video, I'll show you how to turn your home into an Airbnb rental property. And keep watching until the end because I'll give you a simple hack that will put your property ahead of the rest of the competition on Airbnb. But if this is your first time using the platform, here are 9 key steps to turning your home into an Airbnb business. Number 1. Embrace the opportunity. You might be thinking, I'm not a business person. What if I don't have the skills to market my home on Airbnb? What if I don't want strangers in and out of my house? Trust me, I get it. These are all valid concerns, but we promise you that by following our expert advice and tips, you will be ready for your first guests in no time. You just need to embrace the fact that you will have to learn some new skills. Not to mention, you can always ask your friends or family members for help if they have experience running an Airbnb themselves, or simply browse through our many videos on this channel. As long as you have a good house, there are plenty of tools available on the internet which make marketing simple. Once people start coming around more often and fill your calendar up with bookings, you'll start seeing the profits coming in no time. Number 2, do your research and get up to code with the law. Research the market. Reading reviews and looking at pictures of other hosts' listing is a great way to start. This allows you to get a feel for who it is that you're competing against. The more you know about your competition, the better you'll be able to gauge what guests will want from their Airbnb experience and how to stand out from them. Aside from this, in order to get your home ready for hosting, you should make sure that it meets all relevant legal standards. Ask the landlords about their policies and guidelines for short-term rentals like those found on Airbnb. These vary widely depending on who owns the building where you live. Number 3, define your space. When you're looking to turn your home into an Airbnb, it's important to think about what the space is for. Is it meant to be a guest room, a shared living area, a personal office? Although this may appear to be a simple suggestion, there is actually more going on here than meets the eye. Just think about how many people will use this space and what type of sleeping arrangements they'll need. A tip that might help you is that bunk beds or twin beds are great for families with children. If you have a spare room in your house that isn't currently in use, consider turning it into an Airbnb if there's a high demand for that type of accommodation. Consider the amount of room you have that is available as well. If you're trying to squeeze multiple people into each rental unit, but live in a studio apartment or a smaller home with limited square footage, you should think about renting out one room rather than trying to do so. Number 4. Create a safety plan. When you're hosting Airbnb guests, it's important to have a plan in place to keep them safe. There are many options you can use to ensure their safety and make sure your home is well equipped for all emergencies that may arise. Here are some things you should consider. Have handy fire extinguishers throughout the house, especially in bathrooms and kitchens. Create an escape route for everyone in case of an emergency. You can also direct your guests where they would go if something happened. Keep first aid kits with bandages, gauze pads, and ointment on hand at all times so that minor injuries can be treated without having to worry about going out or calling someone else over just because someone got cut while slicing fruit. Having these items close at hand makes it much easier for those moments when help is needed as soon as possible. Number 5. Take high-quality photos. The next step is to take some photos. You want these photos to be clear, well lit, and show your space in its best light. The rooms of your home that you would like potential guests to see should all have their own photo, such as the bathroom, kitchen if it's separate from the rest of the main living space, and all other rooms you want to include. Keep watching because in a minute I'll give you a creative trick to set your rental apart from the rest of the competition. But first, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up so it can be spread to more people. Number 6. Write a compelling description of your space. For starters, you need to write a compelling description of your space. This is where you're going to want to be as specific as possible. Include photos as mentioned in tip number 5 and include a detailed list of amenities that make the space unique. Write down everything that comes to mind when you think about the place you live in, such as, what's it like? What do people think when they look around the place? Maybe there's some special features like stained glass windows or an outdoor garden area with flowers blooming all year round. Or perhaps it's just an immaculate kitchen with top-of-the-line appliances and marble countertops. The next step is adding a description of the neighborhood itself. This will help potential guests feel more at ease staying somewhere new and unfamiliar. If your Airbnb is located near a busy intersection, describe how easy it is for people coming from all directions to find their way there first, before going into detail about what's nearby. And don't forget about safety. If your house has surveillance cameras set up outside or inside, always mention it in the description. Number 7. Decide on prices and cleaning fees. The next thing you need to do is decide on your prices and cleaning fees. You want to set fair rates for yourself and your guests, but also keep in mind the word fair is subjective. For example, if you're renting out a room in your home, it may make more sense to charge more than if you were renting out an entire house. This is because one guest can share a bathroom, while multiple guests are likely to have their own bathrooms in an entire house, and therefore not use yours. A cleaning fee should be determined based on the size of the space being rented. It's also important to set a cancellation policy with penalties for breaking it. If someone books a room for 3 nights but cancels after 1 night has passed, they shouldn't be able to get all their money back. Lastly, create refund policies so people know how much time they have before being charged or what will happen if they choose not to stay at all. Number 8. Set yourself apart from the competition. Let's face it, there are many people out there that want to be Airbnb hosts. What makes you different? How can you set yourself apart from the competition? What you should do is make sure your space stands out from the rest. Start by making sure your listing is professional, friendly, and welcoming, no matter how much work it takes. Make sure that everything in your space is clean and tidy before guests arrive and after they leave. Also, think about what makes this particular location special. Does it have access to great food or entertainment options? Is there easy parking nearby? Is it close enough for guests who are visiting family or friends nearby? Once you've got those basics down the road, it's time to take things up a notch with some unique touches that will set your place apart from all others. For example, what if you offer homemade cookies when guests arrive, decorate the house with colorful paintings, or have fresh flowers on display? Whatever works best for you, just do it. Number 9. Update your calendar and manage your guests. When you're a host, you can easily see upcoming reservations on the calendar in the dashboard. You can also share links to your listings with family and friends so they have access to them when they need it, and so you don't have to worry about sharing the information. Here are some things to improve your management. Give them the best experience. Airbnb is all about making sure that each guest feels comfortable in their accommodations, and if there's anything that makes someone feel uncomfortable, it's a dirty bathroom or kitchen sink. Make sure you regularly clean these areas of your home before new guests arrive. Keep them coming back again and again. When an Airbnb host has gone out of the way to make their home welcoming for guests, it means that there are plenty of opportunities for repeat customers. As long as these repeat customers remember how much fun they had staying at your place last time around, they'll probably want more fun when they come back next time too. Let me know in the comments how you feel about turning your home into an Airbnb rental. The point is, if you want to run a successful Airbnb business, you need all the right information. There's no way around it. In fact, if you really want to learn how to get started, we've created this perfect video next that explains step by step how. If you found any of this helpful, hit the thumbs up button so it can be spread to more people. So click the video on the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.